What's up, Crockxen clan members, anime fans, and others who have come upon this video? This is a totally unplanned, unthought of anime time, but we're gonna do it anyways, starting right now. Bladedance of Elemental Arts, let's go right now! So Bladedance of Elemental Arts, or Elementalers, or whatever the heck, however the heck you say it, is essentially a harem show. That's all that needs to be stated. There we go. Anime time done. Just kidding. Stay here, please hear me out. So like I said in the little clip in the beginning of the video, I totally did not plan for this anime time at all. I actually thought I had like another week for the series to end. The series ended today, essentially. It was a weekly show that I was watching. It started, I believe, July. I think it was July. Might be wrong about that. Don't quote me. So essentially, they went the typical harem way, you know. It's a thing that only females are able to do, and then there's the one guy who could do it, and that's when the harem starts off. But the way they played it off in here is that anytime there's been a male elementalar, whatever the heck, however the heck you pronounce it, they've been destined to be the demon lord. That is basically their goal, or not their goal. The purpose of there being a male one is that they're supposed to be the demon lord. Wrong way to go about it, but screw it, you know. Apparently men are just bad guys. But okay, so the way that I did state something, the main character Cometo, for all intents and purposes, is the male character. But unlike the past, there's actually two male elementalers. Granted, Cometo is the only one that's considered the true heir to the Demon Lord throne, because the other guy actually can't make contracts with the spirits. Because elementalers, for all intents and purposes, are just, well, like, I'm just going to use the term for females, because females are the ones that are able to use it. When a female is able to make a contract with the spirit, the way they go about it is they end up either fighting the spirit or somehow communicating with the spirit to make the contract. They have to do like a chant that is supposed to bind them to that spirit. Now, for the most part, it's a very simple process. But if your spirit energy is not on par with that of the spirit you're trying to make a contract with, the contract will not work, and the spirit will just go berserk or just not care, and you won't be able to make the contract. So basically, you have to make a contract with a spirit that's around the same level as yours or below. Or really push yourself to the limit by trying to make a contract with a spirit that's just out of your league. That's how the series starts in a sense. We have the other one of the harem chicks, which is actually probably like one of the main ones. We have Claire Rouge. She is a fire mage, or not a fire mage, a fire elementaler. Her spirit contract is a fire cat and turns into a whip. All spirits have an actual form, you know, whether it be hers being cat. There's one that's named Ellis who has an eagle, and then they turn into actual weapons. And then Cometo, or she's gonna try to make a contract with the sword spirit, whose name is Est. The problem was that sword spirit was way too high compared to Claire's spirit energy, so the contract failed, and it's actually Cometo who ends up saving her, and then he makes the contract with the sword, and thus he gets the spirit. Now, like I said, male elementalers are not the norm, and for the most part they end up being demon lords. But that's not something that everybody knows, because like I said, these are rare occasions, so only like certain higher up people know about this, or not about the fact that the male can be an elemental heir, the fact that they are technically the heir to the demon lord throne. So she didn't know. Claire didn't understand. She was just confused why the heck there was a male, a dude who was able to make a contract with the spirit. She was just confused. So that kind of, and that's when the harem started. Now, one issue I have with the series is the fact that most of the harem chicks are totally like way tsundere, and I mean like ridiculous amounts of tsundere, and I mean most. Because there's what is it? I think it's like five. No, see, it's Claire, Elise, Fionna, um, what's her face? Rinslet, and I think that's all of them. Yeah, I think it's just those four girls. For the most part, the only one that's not like completely tsundere is Fionna, and that's because she knows his secret. Um, Kamito's secret is essentially the fact that he actually, in the past, was in the Bladedance. Now, the Bladedance is just essentially a like a tournament style arena where a bunch of people who are contracted with spirits, or most girls who are contracted with the spirit, are able to duke it out in teams, or in some cases it's just one person, and then they battle it out, and then essentially whoever wins gets a wish granted. Cometo actually participated in a Bladedance 3 years prior to the beginning of the series, and he actually had an alternate persona named Ren, who looked like a girl, right? She looked like a girl, or he looked like a girl, in order to just blend in and able to participate. Because, like I said, males aren't supposed to have this ability. Fionna actually was saved by Cometo when they were younger, and he found out the secret that he was actually Ren and all this other stuff. So she actually she just acts like very, very flirty and just pushing herself onto him all the time, because she knows, like, if he does anything, you just blab it out, because that's a secret nobody should know. Nobody knows that he's Ren except for her. So he has to, like, not really comply, but like kind of not fight too much against it. Whereas with some of the other girls, he gets confused or questions any of their logic. Fionna just does the blackmail route type of thing. But all the other girls are just straight up tsundere, where they just hate on him for no freaking reason. But they have their moments where they act like very like shy and like they really want to be with him and all that stuff. Yeah, it sometimes got really annoying. Um, it was just bad. And see, I love this fact about it, because S is actually a girl. Like the sword spirit that Cometo gets. She's actually a girl, and she's like a little girl with like really long blonde or white hair. She's like really cute and stuff. Like that's the way they play it off. And she just does so many things sometimes where you just start questioning. For the most part, half the time she shows up in the beginning, she's naked, except she has like these this big old the knee socks, the socks that go up to your knees. And Cometo would question her why the heck she has knee socks on, and then she would go into this whole mode of like, oh my gosh, you're such a pervert. You wanted me to take off my knee socks. And he's like, you're naked already. What the heck is the point of having the knee socks? Why can't you just have full on clothes? And it would get to this whole moment, but he would still treat her it was the cutest moments between them. And then the thing about it is that all the other girls would get jealous at the fact that he would treat S so nice and so like kind of like really close together. Like they would all get jealous at the fact that he would treat her with such like he basically spoils her. And they're like, oh my gosh, why does he spoil her so much? I want to be spoiled, all this other stuff. That was funny. And she played that off all the time. It was so hilarious. She would troll all the other girls because she's his spirit. She can do whatever she wants. She can get him to do whatever. It was the most adorable and cutest thing. It was just funny. And there were moments where she would actually one up everybody else, because like for example, there was one day where it was like a festival for love. It was basically Valentine's Day, which was also Claire's birthday, which nobody knew about, and she didn't want anybody to know about. But essentially, they had been making chocolates because you're supposed to give chocolate to the one you love. That's typical Valentine's Day stuff, right? And so like everybody's like working hard to make chocolate, And freaking S just puts chocolate all over herself. She's like I said, she's naked most of the time. She just puts chocolate all over herself with like words and stuff. And she's like, "You can lick me all you want." And everybody's like, "What the heck?" And I just laughed and laughed and laughed. It was so hilarious because everybody else was trying to like actually make like some type of like meaningful shaped chocolate, and she just one ups everybody by doing that. It was hilarious. And then at the end of the series, she one ups everybody again because it's like they have like food again, like they got like cakes and stuff because they are celebrating because they won the preliminaries and they get to go to the blade dance, their team, and so everybody's talking about how he has to eat their cake and all this other stuff, and like they're all like showing it off and everything, and how they cooked this and then she cooked that one and all this the typical harem stuff where they want him to just eat everything, and oh my gosh. And so Fionna again, she's the one who doesn't care about it. She just she goes straight up. She's like, "This isn't the only thing you gotta eat. You can eat me too." And X just comes in like, cause she said it all quiet, right? Fionna just said it to his ear, right? And S just goes off to be like all loud and everything. "You can eat me too." And I was just laughing my ass off. It was hilarious. Oh my gosh. It was just funny. It was just funny. Um but anyway, so it's just a funny moment. To be quite honest, S is definitely the favorite, even though she's not technically part of the harem. Because she's just treated like a little sister, she does her stuff to troll the other girls. I don't think they never really push the romance with them, so I honestly don't consider her part of the harem. Out of the actual four harem girls, I really only. I mean, you get pushed. Claire's pushed on your face a lot, so you honestly think that that's the one he's gonna end up with at some point. Fionna, I don't really care too much. Besides the fact that she honestly isn't I mean, she kind of is, but at the same time, she kind of a lot in elemental art. And so, like, there was just certain moments where she just appeared really useless. So I didn't really care too much about her. But Sled, on the other hand, I really liked her because she first of all, her weapon is she has a wolf and it's a bow and an ice arrow. I guess that's her weapon. She's got ice arrows and a bow. Ellie's she's like a knight. I thought she was pretty cool. Um, I honestly, I really it's just a toss up between Ellis and Greensled, to be quite honest. Greensled, for the most part, got the least attention because I I felt bad for her. I mean, she felt like she was gonna be pushed a lot, and there was times where she said she was joining the team, but then we would see the guys, the team without her, and I would question like, what didn't she say she joined the team, and later she showed up again saying she was joining the team. It was really weird and awkward. And I feel like that's probably why she would end up losing the toss up. Um, and I would give it to Ellis. Besides the fact that since she's a knight, her tsundere parts weren't as awkward as Claire's and Rinstad herself. They were straight up like, because she feels like she's a knight, so she's technically manly or all that stuff. So when she would have to do something that would be considered girly, she would feel nervous and shy about it because she's not seen in this light normally. She's looked at as a ruthless leader. So to see her in like a dress is like awkward for her. But I don't know. I thought that's what made her adorable. The fights themselves weren't that bad. I felt like sometimes they were a little too short. Also, the fact that they showed off Kamito's old spirit as a villain without going too far into that storyline was a little confusing. So for the most part, they did leave it open for a second season. I don't know if it's gonna get one. If it does, I'm definitely gonna watch it because I did enjoy it a lot. Um, so yeah, so that's gonna be it for this video. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. Ratings wise, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 because there were certain parts that were really weird and confusing. For the most part, I did enjoy it. Like the comedy and all that other stuff. The romance was nicely done for the most part. But anyways, if you've seen the series, let me know down below what you thought about it and all that other stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been SoresanCrockxen, and I'll see you guys in future videos.